and more ways for pros to find them, in-store and online. Pros are changing, so are we. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Welcome to Darren Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. With you live in studio along with the one and only Mr. Sterling Holmes. Of course, this is week number 8 in the NFL. This is Football Friday. Sterling, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great. It's Friday, so it's good.
How'd you do last night on your pick?
Please. This is the first time I go against Atlanta because they let me down. I think I picked them 4 times this year. I go, all right, I learned my lesson. We're going to roll the dice with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, even after all the stats I gave you as far as how good Matt Ryan's been with Julio Jones, I go, no. They're going to choke again. I've been to this too many times. This is the first time I realize. I mean, honestly, the Falcons are, 6 bad coaching decisions away from being 6-2.
5-2, yeah.
They have a better point differential than the 5-2 Cleveland Browns. I have no idea what this Atlanta Falcons team is. They have fun games. I had Younghoe Koo, the kicker, on my fantasy football team, so I'm doing okay.
Well, look, you can get on the phone lines, 913-491-8255. Of course, the Chiefs, they take on the New York Jets this weekend. We'll get into that in just a moment. Look, I was enthralled about last night's game because, one, I was right. You had me going through trying to second-guess myself yesterday when you asked me who I was going to pick.
I second-guessed myself. I had Atlanta first, and I went to the Panthers, and you had Panthers first and went to Atlanta. We talked each other into switching it up.
And I'm there, and I won a couple of dollars off of it. So, it all worked out for the better of us. A little bit later, we'll give our predictions for week 8 of games. But first things first, Sterling, the Chiefs, they host the New York Jets on Sunday. Of course, this is the return, I guess, or the invitation of a butt whooping that is coming to the New York Jets on behalf of Le'Veon Bell. I was told that Andy Reid and the offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, have put in special packages just for Le'Veon in Sunday's game. Now, I've also been told that the players that he used as teammates from the Jets none of them have reached out to Le'Veon. Le'Veon has not reached out to any of them. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, we let bygones be bygones. I know Gase, is not really too concerned about Le'Veon this Sunday, but what are you looking forward to in Sunday's game? How do you see this unfolding?
I will say with Le'Veon very quickly, this is good for him because last week was his get your feet underneath you in a new system. This is probably the first week we'll actually see him get multiple carries, multiple plays drawn up for him. But I think this is a blowout. I mean, I'll give the Jets credit that the 32nd best team or 32nd best team in the NFL in the world probably, but they're just a bad team. They can't score. Their offense is brutal. Quinnen Williams, he's a problem. He's a very good player, but unless they get a new offense line, unless Adam Gase is suddenly Bill Belichick, I don't see this being close. I have the Chiefs winning 32-9. I'll give the Jets whether they want to score 3 field goals, whether it's a field goal and a touchdown and a missed extra point. I mean, I'll give the Jets 9, but unless Andy Reid all of a sudden stops trying in the second quarter, I don't see the Chiefs how they don't put up at least 30 points.
I will be honest. I had to get a little bit closer only because I figured Andy Reid would not, keep his foot on the gas. But I had it 35-13. But this was before I found out about an hour before we got on the air that even though they're already heavy underdogs, the Jets are going to face the Chiefs without their 2 top wide receivers. So both Rashad Perriman and Jamison Crowder are out for Sunday's game. So that's I don't even the Chiefs are already 19.5 point favorites in this ball game. So that's the largest spread of the season. which is probably going to get larger now. So I can't figure out how I can make money just on the spread or whatever on this game Sunday.
I wouldn't touch it, honestly.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I would do prop bets, but I'm just saying the game itself, it's a no-win situation.
It's so many points given up. And you obviously know Andy Reid is not a guy who typically goes for the kill shot. They're not going to do the Baltimore Ravens when after the Chiefs beat them, they came out the next week and put up, 38-3 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't see Kansas City in an Andy Reid type of team doing that. They're not going to try to embarrass the Jets. Yeah. And that's what's tough. They're not. If you're a bettor, that's tough because Kansas City typically doesn't go out and try to embarrass teams. Le'Veon Bell might try to do that, but I don't know if Andy Reid will allow that to happen.
Well, the only, as I was talking about last night on my show, is that the only way I think the Chiefs get to 40-some points is if they get an interception return or fumble return for a touchdown, kickoff return, something like that. But I think offensively, I don't see a scenario where they would really be trying to continue to run up the score unless you get your backups in like they did against Denver. And if they score, they score. But you're letting the backups do it versus anyone else. Now, the one thing we were on the Zoom call with the Chiefs today that shockingly nobody really brought up this week, and I don't know if you and I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but the Jets, their defense is something to not see. Even though they're 0-7,
they're not bad.
But last week again, they kept Buffalo out of the end zone. They had them to 6 field goals. They lost 18-10. It's more offense and defense, obviously. But when you look at it, if you remember, and this is what I reminded Andy Reid about today, that Jets team against the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football, they had 6 personal fouls. So if anything else, we expect Kansas City to come out of the game Sunday with the win. But you better protect Patrick because the Jets defense, they have nothing to lose. Greg Williams, I know he's a local guy here, but what he is and what his players draw from him, they get that attitude and stuff from him. I mean, whenever he get out his personal fouls against the Broncos, he wasn't upset at them. He was fine with what they were doing because they were playing hard. Now, granted, whether or not they played, close to the line or they were line stepping or so to speak, that's something that's going to be questionable. And I asked Andy about the protection, and granted he says that the line should be protecting Patrick at all times, every week. I get that, but this is a special case scenario because this guy is known for trying to take your quarterback out of the ball game.
And I get that, and I'm all for if you get to a big lead, if the Chiefs somehow go up 21 points, in the first half, I wouldn't be opposed to throwing a little Chad Henne out there, a little drunk off Henne. Give him some action out there, see what you have in him. You know what you have as far as not letting Patrick get hit. Because that is the most important thing to take away from this game. In my opinion, you're going to get the win. I honestly thought if you started Chad Henne to begin with, you're coming out with a win. Now, I get it. You're not going to start Chad Henne. You're going to have Patrick out there. But coming out healthy in this game is paramount to me in a game where you are better than this Jets team in every single facet, every single asset, every position. You're better than them.
I totally agree with you. Of course, game kicks off at noon on Sunday, Arrowhead. You're watching on CBS, of course. We'll be here live doing post-game. Josh Briscoe, I think about 3:15 or so on Sunday afternoon for a couple hours over on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Other things, other news, of course, looks like the Broncos, Glasgow has tested positive for COVID. Obviously, the big news in college football, we're going to get to a little bit later, we can touch on it now. Trevor Lawrence had tested positive. Now, we don't know whether or not he was tested positive on Tuesday, but I know it was announced on yesterday. What does that do if you're Clemson, if you're college football, when the top player tests positive for COVID?
I don't think it does that much. I mean, it sucks. It's a bad look, but you have Graham Mertz, the Blue Valley North kid up there in Wisconsin. He had, 20-21, 5 touchdowns. He got it. I mean, it's going to happen. It's college. It's not, you're not in a bubble like in the NFL or even in the NFL, we're seeing guys get it. It's not like baseball. It's not like the NBA. You're not in a bubble. You're in a college campus. Guys are going to get COVID. It's going to happen. So the fact it's your top guy, it sucks if you're college football. But, again, it's part of the game. It's going to happen. Same thing in the NFL. Guys are going to get COVID. Yeah, it's not ideal, but as long as you have something in place to get through it, then you'll be okay and you'll get through the season. Because, I mean, Major League Baseball had this problem when they first started. I mean, the Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals, but they found a way to bring it together and get it done, and they finished the season. I'm sure NFL, college football, they're trying to find a way to get better, a better layout in place to make sure they can finish the season.
Looks like the Seattle Seahawks, they're bringing in another running back to begin, Alex Collins. I don't know what that does for their team. I didn't know they were.
Chris Carson.
I don't remember he got hurt.
Former Chief Carlos Hyde was, I think, in line to start. He was questionable with a soft tissue injury, but
he played well in their loss against the Cardinals Sunday night.
So I think as of now he is questionable, but I believe Carlos Hyde is trending to suit up and be the lead back for Seattle. They have the other guys, Ty Homer, all their guys. The only guy that was healthy, I think, was DJ Dallas, and They don't have much depth right there. They've had a problem in a while. When Marshawn Lynch is getting thrown around as the guy you're going to bring back in, you don't have any running back depth.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that one just yet. Now, there were rumors. I know people were asking me on social media today whether or not there's any truth to the fact that the Chiefs are reaching out to the Patriots about Stephon Gilmore. Now, I know, I guess Bill Belichick announced earlier this week that basically any and almost everyone is free game to be traded. I could see them getting rid of Stephon Gilmore if and only if you're getting a haul of draft picks. Yeah, I mean, because his salary is manageable under New England terms because they don't really pay anyone that much up there. But if you're the Chiefs, do you go after him?
It just depends. It truly depends. I mean, the contract situation, yes. Obviously, to give up a lot to get him, yes. And he's not been that good this year. I mean, there's no. It's just, if I was Kansas City, I don't think I'd go after Stephon Gilmore. I think it's going to be, you have to give up too much. And when you have all these other large contracts, you got to make sure you have high draft picks you can hit and get fresh talent in and year out. It just depends what the Patriots are willing to conceive. But at the same time, I don't see Bill Belichick and the Patriots throwing in the towel saying, hey, yeah, we'll give up probably one of our best defensive players for a third round or a second round. I don't see that happening. So I don't think that's happening.
And I'll be honest, if you're going to give up anything for anybody, I'd go after Julio Jones. We saw what he did last night.
Unbelievable.
7 catches, 130-some yards.
And he slowed down a bit. The first drive was unbelievable.
He had 2 catches, 56 yards.
Yeah, something crazy like that. In the first half, or the first quarter, I think he had like 80 yards. Slowed down a bit, but he was getting open. Calvin Ridley was doing his thing. Hayden Hurst had one of the best catches I've seen. The one where he picked it off the ground. They were good. The Falcons' offense was good. They struggled in the red zone. They struggled to score once they got the ball down, but the defense was surprisingly solid.
The defense was solid except for that 42-yard play where the rookie got.
Oh, the very end. Yeah, that was the one thing you couldn't do. Just let him go in front of you. Is the one thing. And
it's funny because I had money on the victory. I had 7 to 12 points. And I'm like, okay, if the Falcons kick a field goal, they're still up by 11, so I'm good. But they, the kicker missed it and they got out of range. And then, of course, they're coming back down. I'm sitting there thinking, like, please, please, please do not score, or at least don't kick, don't get a field goal. So, look, I thought the game was going to go in overtime. Glad it didn't.
I thought so, too. I truly did. I thought this would be the most Falcons way to lose the game. You miss an extra point, they come down, score, go for 2, get it, and somehow they get the ball and score, in overtime. Because that's the way the Falcons have been losing this entire season.
I will say the one beautiful thing that I loved about last night's game before we go to break is Arthur Blank. The man just, he knows how to style. He dresses like a billionaire. He dresses like he actually dresses like old money.
By the way, though, Mike Davis ran extremely well in this game.
Yeah.
Mike Davis was getting yards when I thought this is going to be a loss of 3. He was turning it into gains of 8. I mean, Mike Davis looked extremely good in this game. Teddy Bridgewater, that was a dirty hit on him. I think it was a pretty dirty hit on him. The tripping was bad enough because you already know about his whole knee situation. But the fact they went after his head, and it was a Mizzou guy, Charles Harris. I don't think he did it maliciously or on purpose, but at the same time, he's going down. You know he's down.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's a bad look for Charles Harris. For a guy on the cusp of trying to keep his job, that's not a good look.
my biggest takeaway of last night's game was, like you said, the defense. And my biggest thing, the reason why I picked him, as I mentioned yesterday, was because even though everybody got on Todd Gurley for what he did and not stopping, and but the defense still should have held on. They only had 2 seconds left, to win the game against Detroit, and give a touchdown. That's on them. But I blame them on the defense, not on Todd Gurley scoring that touchdown. But the fact that when they made the move from Dan Quinn to Raheem Mostert, they were 1-0, and then they should have been 2-0. And I felt that they were building enough momentum where you could see a change in the culture, because generally you get the identity of your head coach, and you could tell there's a big difference night and day. Dan Quinn, you move over to Raheem Mostert. Granted, he comes from a defensive side of the ball, so you could tell, especially on that last drive when they were coming out all out blitzing it, or when they would drop back. I mean, it was just like, man, Atlanta has potential. They have potential, and you could tell, as you mentioned, you pick up the onside kick from the Cowboys, you win that game.
Yeah.
The game against
Detroit last week,
Detroit or
so many
Chicago
things
as well.
Yeah, Chicago. I mean, they really could be 5-3 realistically,
or
extremely.
6-2, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've.
So it's
but they've been doing this for years. It's a similar situation with the Chargers. They find ways to lose close games, and this one they finally held on, which is good. I mean, again, the Panthers are not a very good team. I don't. Again, say what you will about Teddy Bridgewater, he's fine. He's not going to win any ball games.
Well, the one good thing is that on next week we got Aaron Rodgers, so I got something good.
Finally, a decent Thursday night football game.
Well, no, I don't want to say that, because one, we do pay to air these games on our station.
No, but I'm just saying, as far as a.
Well, here's the thing: all the games have actually been good. You just think going into it like, man, you got Cleveland and Cincinnati, and then they turn out to be good. It's like
the Broncos Jets game was one of the best games of the year.
It was a horribly good game. Yeah, just because of all the personal fouls. You're like, this game is. I think that game ended close to 11 o'clock here. So.
That game was ridiculous. Brett Ripien, and then all of a sudden throwing 3 picks. Yeah, but either way, Thursday night games, they may not look good in paper, but each one has been very exciting.
Because even if you look at it, you got Green Bay, San Francisco. San Francisco, they're obviously a winning team. They're 4-3. They face off against Seattle on Sunday. But if you don't have the stars, you don't have a Garoppolo, you don't have Richard Sherman, you don't have Bosa, it kind of loses luster. But you still got Aaron Rodgers. So they're on the road. Green Bay's on the road. This is a rematch of the NFC Championship game on Thursday Night Football. So we'll be carrying it over on Sports Radio 810. So that's how you do a promo. Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, know what time it is. We're going to see who's smarter, Sterling and I, when it comes to these NFL picks. You're listening to Darren Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM.
At Crown Volkswagen,
we really are doing something that we love, and that's making people happy.
Because that's how we've always done it.
And that's how we'll continue driving forward.
2020 Atlas Cross Sport models, 0.9% APR for up to 72 months. Does not include $299 dealer fee on approved credit. See dealer for details. Offer ends 11/02/2020. The 2021 ID4 electric vehicle. Reserve yours today at Crown Volkswagen, 3400 South Iowa, Lawrence, Kansas. CrownMotorsVW.com.
Now at Menards, save big money in your next project with 11% off everything. Enchanted Gardens Black Oil Sunflower Seed is a perfect feed that's perfect for attracting a wide variety of birds. Right now, get a 50-pound bag for just $18.49 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards. Good through Saturday, October 31st. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Guys, none of us wants to admit we might have ED, but it affects more than half of men over 55. West Coast Men's Health offers a revolutionary treatment that uses acoustic wave energy to treat ED with no pills, no shots, no surgery. If you have ED or Peyronie's disease, call West Coast Men's Health today.
Call 913-243-3200. That's 913-243-3200. 913-243-3200.
Hi, I'm Jordan, president of Digital Lagoon, a web and design agency. This year, I'm proud to be celebrating 25 years in business. Here at Digital Lagoon, we can provide you with a strategic digital marketing strategy. With the implementation of social media, SEO, and online advertising, these programs are proven to improve your website traffic. Let us collaborate with you to structure a plan and cut through the digital noise. Check us out at lagoon.com. That's lagoon.com.
When do you think about your insurance? Chances are it's when you're paying your bill or filing a claim. At Briar Payne Mead, we always think about your insurance. It's what we do. Buying a car, having a baby, building a home, starting a business. Then it's time to call BPM at 913-681-099 or visit us on the web at bpminsurance.com. Great service and extremely competitive rates from the top-rated companies. Briar Payne Mead, 913-681-099. That's 913-681-099.
SelectQuote is hiring advisors in Kansas City. I'm Joel Clark, a SelectQuote advisor for the last 17 years. We have great training compensation, no cold calling, you can work from home, and it's a fun environment. Some of our SelectQuote top earners have had no sales experience and have made over $200,000 annually. Openings are limited and are going fast, so give us a call at 1-833-HIRING-1. That is 1-833-447-4641, or check us out online at SelectQuoteCareer.com.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City. I'd like to make a correction. I want to make sure it was known I meant Danny. Not Danny, but Raheem Morris.
Yeah, Raheem. You kept saying Moshe. That's the running back.
Yeah, somebody texted me.
I could have. I was going to let it go.
No. Don't let it go, because we all don't look alike. So I definitely don't want that just being out there. Saying no, it's the man earned his stripes. So. And it looks like Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be playing. I don't know how much that's going to be. He might get benched again. So
he has been better. He's been better. The Niners have been better. I still am not on the Niners train. I said after the Super Bowl, I said that was their one shot. I think they got somewhat lucky. They've been better. They've won a few games in a row now. They're looking pretty good. One thing I just saw, Michael Thomas is out for the Saints.
Again?
Tell me, my fantasy football team of Michael Thomas, Austin Eckler, and Odell Beckham Jr. not looking too good right now.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Is it his hamstring or?
Yeah, I assume it was his hamstring. The hamstring was a grade 1. It was supposed to be out for. It's about a 2-week time.
He was initially going to be out for 2 weeks, but
it was the ankle.
He could be back.
It was the ankle. Then he was supposed to be good. Then he slapped a teammate, got in a fight with a teammate, and then he was benched for that game. And there was a bye, and then he came back the week after, hurt his hamstring, and then he was out for 2 weeks now because of the hamstring. So Michael Thomas not looking like a good season for him.
I'll put it like this: he better be back next week when they face off against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
If not, your Super Bowl pick is.
So Drew Brees, though, he's bounced back from his horrible start. He's completing a lot of passes. They're not deep passes. He's doing the same crossing routes underneath, going to Alvin Kamara, but they have enough talent to make it work. Traquan Smith's been good. Alvin Kamara's been very good. And Lat Murray's been getting some touches and doing something with it. So as much as they aren't going deep with Drew Brees, he's still leading the NFL in completion percentage, which gives New Orleans a chance because that defense is still pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good, but if I'm going to bet my money, it's going to be on Alvin Kamara because I know he's been the most dependable of all of them. But, Sterling, you know what it's time for. I need to hear my theme music. Oh, yeah. Week 8 in the NFL. We're going to start with these games on Fox. Now, shockingly, they've been playing CBS or they've been playing AFC games on Fox, but start with the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. Now, don't go against your picks. Don't do one of these things where you pick one way. Okay.
Never have.
I mean, I'm not calling anybody else Steve Walsh, but, I just want to make sure that you understand what we're doing here now. Who you got?
Oh, in the Raiders-Browns game?
Raiders-Browns.
I'm going Browns. Hey, I get it. The Falcons have a better point differential than the Cleveland Browns, but the Browns have found a way to win. Baker Mayfield's coming off a extremely good game. No OBJ. That Bryant, that tight end, 2 touchdowns last week, getting it done. This Cleveland team, they're 5-2. I like them.
I got the Browns too. I mean, I'm not gonna front. I mean, it's already out there. I got Cleveland. The reason why I got Cleveland winning this game, in all honesty, is because I think they're going to rely more on the running game than look. Baker last week, he had 5 touchdown passes.
He was great.
He was better than what he had been before.
No, he was unbelievable. I mean, Baker Mayfield was saying that he wasn't unbelievable is an understatement. He was unbelievable last week.
okay, well, I'm not gonna bet money on him to do 5 touchdowns again. However, I do think they'll win. I do think, again, being at home, they're 5-2. They have a little bit of swag, about themselves right now. We'll see how he does in a full game without OBJ. So we'll see how they respond to that. But I do think that they rely more so on Kareem Hunt in the running game, and I think that they beat Las Vegas. Las Vegas is going on the other side, which is fine with me. Next up, Sterling, we have. Oh, this game was on Fox. Go figure. We already said Carolina Chiefs. I did not know the game was on CBS this whole time. New York Giants at the Washington Red. No. I'm tripping. Okay, hold on. I'm tripping. That's why I threw me off. I'm on week 9 right quick.
Yeah, we're on week 8.
Oh, yes. Oh, sweet Jesus. Thank you. We got Minnesota at Green Bay.
Green Bay. You've
been Minnesota this whole season.
Going into this season, going into this year, I probably would have said Minnesota. They are tearing that team down. They are going all in.
They don't believe in Kirk Cousins no more, it doesn't seem.
No. They got some guys. They have Adam Thielen. They have Justin Jefferson. Dalvin Cook should be back, but that defense isn't great. Kirk Cousins is the most inconsistent player in the NFL. I'm out of the Vikings. Green Bay is too good.
Yeah, look, Green Bay was able to bounce back the way that they did after their first loss of the season to Tampa Bay. Minnesota, they're lost right now. Obviously, as we just mentioned before, they don't have a lot of faith in Kirk Cousins, and right now they're just too indebted to him. Yeah. That contract is I don't know. Even if you wanted to move him, where would you move him to?
You're not. And
I'm not saying like the season, but in the off season.
There's honestly, I can't think of a team that really would take him on.
The Jets.
But see, Kirk Cousins is one of those guys where if the rest of your team is very good, you can win with Kirk Cousins. We've seen him. He's won playoff games, but the Vikings were a very good team around him. This Vikings team is not that great around him. The O-line's not great. The defense isn't great. You can't win with that. And so they're tearing down. They're selling off. I don't know who takes on Kirk Cousins. Unless you get one of the 3 guys. He's probably here one more year, I would say, in Minnesota at least. He's going to, whoever you draft, he's at least going to mentor 1 year, especially if you don't get a Justin Fields or a Trevor Lawrence.
My question, and because you followed or you like the Vikings more than I care to look at, where did they fall off at from last year's playoff run to this? Where did they go wrong?
They didn't bring a lot of guys back. Their cornerbacks really struggled. Everyone thought they had a whole bunch of talent at cornerback, even going into last year, and they struggled last year. Xavier Rhodes all of a sudden went from all-pro to all-no. It was bad. He's off in Indianapolis now. Everson Griffin's not back. He's gone. When you lose some of your top-end guys and some of your talent where you expected a lot of production from, and that's gone, you're going to revert. You're going to revert back, and then Kirk Cousins has just been straight up bad. Kirk Cousins was really good at times last year. Kirk Cousins was playing like a top 5 quarterback towards the end of the year last year, and then all of a sudden, this year, he looks like a bottom 5 guy.
Well, I got Green Bay winning. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest. I got them winning at least by 2 touchdowns. I think Aaron Rodgers is trying to get back in. Oh, yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers is trying to get back into that MVP conversation. It was Russ, but I think Russ took a step back with his 3 interceptions last week. I think Tom Brady's in the forefront right now. Next up, though, we do get a chance to see the debut of one Tua Tagovailoa as the Miami Dolphins take on the LA Rams. How's this going to unfold?
I got the Rams. I like Miami. This is a very fun Miami team. They're a fun team. And now that Michael Thomas is out in fantasy, I got Devontae Parker. So I hope that Tua's good.
Did you just switch all that up just now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had Miami lose. No.
I'm talking about your fantasy pick. Your fantasy.
Oh, yeah, in the commercial break. Michael Thomas out to throw Devontae Parker in there.
That's funny.
But, yeah, the Rams they're a pretty good team. They have a lot of talent. Jared Goff, you don't know what you're going to get with Jared Goff on a consistent basis, but they're better than Miami.
I really wanted to go with Miami. If Miami was playing literally almost any other team right now, I would go with them. But obviously, your first game out, you're Tua Tagovailoa, and the other side of the line that you're going to be seeing is Aaron Donald. Yeah. I got to go with that. I got to go with Aaron Donald 10 out of 10 times. The biggest question is going to be, can he come out of the game healthy? If he comes out of the game healthy, because we talked about it earlier this week, they are literally on the outskirts of the number 7 seed for the playoffs right now. So again, I don't think they win, but I don't think that stops them from making a late push. If Tua Tagovailoa plays well, doesn't get hurt, we'll see. We'll get a chance to see if he's going to be as deadly accurate in the NFL as he was in college, being the all-time greatest passer, accurate at least in college football. So I do like the Rams in this game. I don't like Jared Goff, but I do like how that defense played, especially how they knocked off Chicago Monday night.
And Sean McVay, he is a very good scheming guys open. I mean, you got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. You have dudes, 2 great tight ends, Higbee. I mean, they're good.
But I will say, if ever there was an upset pick, it would be this. Miami, they did have a bye week, so they did have 2 weeks to prepare for this game in particular. So if they come out hitting on all cylinders, I can see an upset being pulled. But my upset of the week was Atlanta last night. Next up, New Orleans at Chicago. Chicago's back at home. Obviously, they're coming off of their second loss of the season. New Orleans, as you mentioned, they're going to be without Michael Thomas. They're going to be without Emmanuel Samuels. And so what does this game look like to you?
I still got the Saints. I tried going with the Bears last week. The Bears are this team. The Bears are a weird team. They're not good. I don't think they're good, but their record's good. I think they're a pretender. I think they're a team that's they've beaten some teams here and there. But if you look at those games, they weren't convincing wins. It was Trubisky all of a sudden getting hot in the fourth quarter. And guess what? Trubisky's gone. I mean, he's sitting. You got Nick Foles. He hasn't really shown you anything. David Montgomery and your run game's bad. They're bad.
Foles seems to work better when you're coming from behind and when somebody gets hurt, he comes in.
He's good.
And he's not being dependent upon for the full game.
He's good when he doesn't have to think. And honestly, I still like this New Orleans team. They're still very good. Even if Drew Brees isn't going deep, that's okay. You got Alvin Kamara. You got guys.
Now, I will say this, man. This last game, 2012, 2013, 14, this was the shizzle. Literally, San Francisco, Seattle, somebody was coming out with a concussion or, they were going home to mama crying.
Well, who got in that game? You didn't even say if you got Bears or Saints.
I said Saints.
Okay.
I'm sorry. In case I didn't, I got the Saints. But in this game, I know Jimmy Garoppolo is back. You got Seattle. Yeah, Seattle, they're no longer in the land of the unbeatens. They bounce back. They win Sunday. The game is at home. This is, this is a nice little rivalry game. I wouldn't mind seeing Seattle get knocked off just to keep that jambalaya of the NFC West together, where everybody's 5-2, 6-2, awesome. Stuff like that. But no, I think Seahawks.
Yeah, division's great, but I don't think this is that close. I don't think it's very close. Seahawks they're too good, especially offensively. Russell Wilson's unbelievable. I don't care who you have at running back. I don't care if it's Carlos Hyde. I don't care if it's DJ Dallas. I don't care if it's Alex Collins. You just got off of
when you say it's not close, what you mean? 2 touchdowns or something?
No, probably 10 points.
Oh, I was going to say, because you gave me a look when I said 2 touchdowns from Green Bay over Minnesota, and you talking about it's not going to be close in this game.
No, I could see it being like 34-24.
Yeah, this Sunday's got some good games, and I cannot lie. I'm looking forward to the late afternoon game between the 49ers and the Seahawks. I'll be traveling. I'll be listening to.
Yeah, I'll be traveling too. No,
I don't mean traveling like that. I'm just talking about from Arrowhead to my house, man. I don't need you bragging about where you're going. We'll talk about that in the last.
Hitting sticks, baby.
Anyway, I need that theme music to change right quick. I needed to go to CBS right quick because the first game we got up is the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Will Bill Belichick suffer his 4th loss in a row? Will Cam Newton lose his job? Will he be even on the team come 4 o'clock Tuesday? I got Buffalo winning this game, giving them their 4th loss in a row. I actually thought that the Patriots could maybe come out and win, but man, the way they looked the last 3 weeks, especially last week when I thought that they would win, nope. So I got Buffalo in this game.
Yeah, I've been riding with the Bills for 2 straight years now.
Except for when they face the Chiefs.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course I got KC beating the Bills. I'm just saying, in almost every single match, I ride with the Bills. If it's a coin flip, I'm going with the Bills. This is more than a coin flip to me. I do not trust New England. Cam Newton's been straight up bad. I mean, Cam Newton's been bad. Since his first 2 games, Cam's been bad. And if you don't have a quarterback in today's NFL, you have no chance. And he doesn't have weapons. I mean, I'll give him that. It's not like he has some great weapons to throw to, but no excuses. I'm going with the Bills.
I will say in the next game, Tennessee will bounce back. They probably should have beaten Pittsburgh last week, especially with Ben Roethlisberger turning the ball over in the manners in which he did. But I see them bouncing back against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, he's going to be Rookie of the Year. I mean, he and Justin Herbert, they've been flinging that football. Now, granted, they ain't won. They've won one game apiece. But no, I don't know about they know. Herbert has won one game, but the team has won two games. I do like Tennessee in his matchup against Cincinnati. What say you?
Yeah, I like Cincinnati. I wanted to go with it because the offense is fun to watch of Cincinnati. Yeah. Giovanni Bernard is getting the start at running back. T. Higgins has been great. A.J. Green is starting to bounce back, and Tyler Boyd's been the consistent guy. That defense is just so bad. I mean, it's just so bad. I have Tennessee in this game. I like Ryan Tannehill. You know this. I like Ryan Tannehill. Tennessee's defense has been, I think, suspect at times this year. I think they've been beat, but as far as the defense goes. But I'm going to go with Tennessee in this game. I mean, don't look now, but Tennessee's offense has been good. I think you and I expected a lot of times for Derrick Henry and the defense to carry them. That's not really been the case. I mean,
hold on now. I mean, he has said 5 yards, but the week before he did have 200+ yards. Don't make it seem like Derrick
Henry. Besides that game, he's not been efficient this year. Derrick Henry has not been efficient outside of that game. And
he's a league rusher.
Ryan, you get 30. He's had probably more carries.
Well, he's doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do as a running back.
No. My point is Ryan Tannehill has been the reason they didn't win with Marcus Mariota with the same team. What happened? Ryan Tannehill gets in the game, and all of a sudden this team goes to new heights. So Tennessee's offense they're rolling. I like Tennessee.
Don't forget Derrick Henry got them into the playoffs, okay, with that 245-yard performance last year to get them into the playoffs. So
we'll agree, disagree, because the difference in this team has been Ryan Tannehill. You can easily point to him.
All right.
And point
so
to
when they lose, don't make, and then Ryan Tannehill is the cause of it. Make sure you do the same thing.
The quarterback, of course, is the reason why teams win and lose in the NFL.
All right, we shall see. Next up now, I had a little drama within myself. Indianapolis at Detroit. Who'd you go with?
I went with the Colts.
I did too.
I like Matt Stafford, but I think Detroit, they're just too inconsistent. I don't like Matt Patricia.
You sound like me.
I don't like Matt Patricia. And the Colts team is very good outside of Phillip Rivers. This is a very good Colts team. I expect Phillip Rivers to at least don't turn the ball over 3 times. If you don't turn the ball over 3 times, Indy's going to win a lot of ball games. When he gets inefficient, starts trying to force stuff, that's when Indy gets in trouble.
I went with the Colts simply because Detroit, they've been letting me down. I mean, I expect Matt Stafford to throw for a certain amount of yards. He can't seem to do that. I can't get Adrian Peterson to run for 50 damn yards.
Of course.
No. I mean, they give him the carries, but then again, they also put themselves in a position where they can't run the ball. Like, even when they have a lead, they don't run enough to kind of let the clock be, work in their favor.
DeAndre Swift has taken over. DeAndre Swift is the new guy. I mean, which is about time. Why are they not? You draft a guy, and then you've been playing this 36-year-old running back who, don't get me wrong, he's fine. AP is fine, but he's so one-dimensional at this point of his career. Give the young guy on a bad team the carries.
Indianapolis, I'm always worried them because who their quarterback is.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know if he's gonna hold on to the win, if he's gonna throw 4 interceptions against the opponent. But I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go with Indianapolis as well. Next up, I know we both got Kansas City over the Jets. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no sign of an upset.
Not even close.
Okay, just want to make sure. Next up, Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. Now, again, I said I'm not a big fan of Drew Lock. I know Steve just loves him, and I know he's a hometown kid.
I like Drew Lock too. I'm a big Drew Lock guy.
Yeah, but I'm like a lot of fans in Denver. Like, bro, I mean, you're not living up to the hype. Now, granted, could just be because you were facing Kansas City. They can do that to you, but I got the Chargers winning on Sunday. You got them winning too?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the Chargers are the better team. Denver's a bad team.
What's the weather going to be? Do we know?
Doesn't matter. I mean, they're a bad team. I mean, at the end of the day, Denver was going to be okay going into this year. They've been plagued by injuries. I mean, they've been plagued by injuries. He's not
bad coaching. Bad coaching.
Noah Fant should be back. Noah Fant's good. I mean, he's a good tight end. Alberto, he's been okay. He bounced back last week. He had, I think, actually the most catches on Denver. no Cortland Sutton. That's a huge loss. That's your number one receiver. That defense isn't as vaunted as it once was. No Von Miller. Justin Herbert, I think, should just tear that defense apart.
He should. I think, obviously, with his plethora of receivers, I do think this is a good day for Melvin Gordon and Bosa to get after. No, the brother to get after Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock is going. I think he's going to see the sky a few times by getting hit and laying on his back. Now, the game I'm looking forward to, even though it's going to be going on the same time as the Chiefs game, so I'll be having my tablet while I'm watching the game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Is this the game that Pittsburgh loses their undefeated streak, or do they go to 7-0 against Baltimore?
I got Pittsburgh.
Really?
I know. I've been. I like Lamar Jackson. I like this Ravens team. I think they probably are.
You finally found something to disagree on. I'm actually going with the Ravens in this game.
Yeah, I think the Ravens probably are the better team overall, but Pittsburgh is so hot right now.
They are.
I mean, and that's what it comes down to is Pittsburgh's so hot, and Lamar Jackson has struggled against some different styles of defense. He's struggling with Kansas City. I mean, he struggled when he has to be forced to throw the ball, and you can't – when the game's not close, when he has to come back, he struggles. And I expect Pittsburgh to score at will. Ben Roethlisberger has been outstanding. They found a new guy in Chase Claypool. I like this Pittsburgh team a lot, and that defense of Pittsburgh has been just outstanding.
Again, I'm going with Baltimore. They're 5-1. I believe they either coming off a bye or they had a bye. I know their last game was against the Eagles where they won only by 2.
Yeah,
I got them. To me, it's funny because Lamar Jackson, people are, my feeling is that they're under the radar, if that's even possible. After their loss to Kansas City, they won 3 straight games. Granted, it was Washington, it was Cincinnati, it was the Eagles. But the fact that they've been kind of underneath the radar where everybody's looking at Pittsburgh, Tennessee, what's Kansas City doing, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Seattle. It's like they're still staring. I think right now, if you look at it, they'd be like number 3 in the playoff seeding. If you're a Chiefs fan, you want them to win this game against Pittsburgh, even though they play each other in the same division. If they can knock them off this week, that would actually push Kansas City back up to number 1 because now the Ravens have a head-to-head over the Steelers, and then of course Kansas City has it over the Ravens, which bumped them up to number 1. So I like the Ravens in this game, and I think Lamar. I don't think he has to have a real big game offensively, but I do think that they actually control the line of scrimmage. And I think this is going to be more of a defense about anything. I think it's going to be like a 17-14 type ball game.
No, I don't see that. Pittsburgh's offense is too good. He is too.
Yeah,
Big Ben is back. I mean, Big Ben's back. I mean, he is back. And
you're right. This is going to be 33-30 type ball game.
That's what I was for. Yeah. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is a defensive battle. I mean, the Pittsburgh defense is great, but and the Ravens have a lot of talent on defense too. I just think that these offenses are too good. Lamar Jackson is.
Do you see Dez Bryant this weekend?
What was that?
Do you see Dez Bryant make his debut?
No. Do you think so?
It's possible. I mean, look. People complain about him not throwing as much, or maybe he's throwing too much and not doing a lot of running. But I don't see why not.
I like Dez Bryant. I mean, I still thought it was crazy he has been out of the NFL for as long as he has. I mean, for a long time, I thought Dez Bryant makes sense on a lot of teams as only a red zone wide receiver. I wanted him to come to Kansas City like 3 years ago.
I didn't want to make Kansas City at all, but so I guess I got my wish. Looking at Monday night's game. No. I'm sorry. We got Sunday Night Football. Dallas at Philadelphia. Your Philadelphia Eagles, they're in the lead. But Zeke earlier says if they win, they're in the lead. How's this game unfold?
Yeah, well, Zeke's been bad. I'm going the Eagles. It's this. Honestly,
did you almost say the word?
Zeke's been bad?
No, I thought you were about to say the S word. I thought you said something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't think so. But, I mean, I had Washington over Dallas last week.
You did.
And they hammered them. I mean, Dallas got creamed by the Redskins. Football team.
Yeah.
Eagles. I mean, I don't think it's particularly close. I don't.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. As much as I've been going with Dallas and they've been letting me down, I was like, let me give them one more try. And I was like, nah, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. One, we don't know whether or not Andy Dalton. I know Mike McCarthy has said that he could still play.
He's questionable.
To play. But I think they'll go with their 7th round draft pick and the 3rd string quarterback. Philadelphia, I think, wins this game. One, Dallas went through a little fire sale, getting rid of players who aren't quote unquote considered Cowboys anyway. But I like Philadelphia in this game.
The offensive line of Dallas, with all the injuries they've had, right now is the worst in the NFL. After watching Dallas play the past couple weeks, that offensive line is by far the worst I have seen in the NFL. Guess what Philadelphia's strength is? Their defensive line. So I just don't see how whoever's at quarterback will have any time to throw the ball. It doesn't matter if you have Amari Cooper. It doesn't matter if you have Michael Gallup. If you can't get him the ball, then you have no chance.
I can't even lie. This is the first time I can't even put money on Dallas or Ezekiel Elliott in this game because I can't expect him to get 90 yards rushing.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So I would not trust Zeke to get over. I mean, again, if he breaks off like 2 long runs, sure.
You can't do that.
But, I mean, maybe he gets 12 carries. I mean, they're going to be playing from behind, I would assume, most of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's you're right about that. Looking at Monday night's matchup, of course, my other representative in the Super Bowl, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Football Giants, Sterling.
Yeah, it's easy. Tampa Bay Giants are bad. I mean, Giants are a bad football team. If the Jets are the 32nd best football team, Giants are probably 31.
What I'm trying to figure out, if you're the Jets, if you're the Giants, trying to think of another bad team. Well, not necessarily Cleveland, but if you're one of these teams that 0 wins, 1 win, and you got the top 3 pick, but you already got quote unquote your franchise quarterbacks there, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. Why would you think about drafting another quarterback to just bring them into that same situation when you don't have talent around them?
What you're going to do is you're going to trade Darnold. You're going to trade Daniel Jones. Yeah, you'll get at least a 2nd rounder. It's not ideal. But you'll get Josh Rosen, when he first got traded, I believe, brought in a 2nd rounder. And then it was like a 6th, and now he's nothing. But the point is, you'll get something, and Trevor Lawrence should be better than Darnold, should be better than Daniel Jones. That Daniel Jones pick is still a head-scratcher. At the end of the day, the Giants have some decent weapons on offense. I mean, they got Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. They have some guys, Golden Tate, Saquon when healthy. The offensive line, though, is an absolute dumpster fire.
Well, we'll see come Monday who I'll put my money on. So we'll pick a winner on – we both know Tampa Bay's going to win this
I'm not going to be here on Monday.
Well, you better pick your winner now then.
I already told you, Tampa Bay.
Well, quit trying to agree with me.
In a landslide.
Okay, so we pretty much only disagree on one game.
Yeah, I know. See, we do our picks. We lock them in on Tally Site, which is
on Thursdays.
On Thursdays. So
and I don't look at his picks.
We don't get to see each other's picks. So we do this live on air. And last week, in the past few weeks, there's been lots of disagreements.
And I've always come out on
top. You won by 1 last week.
I still come out on top.
You know why?
Because I come out on top.
No, because the Atlanta Falcons just bleeped the bed against the Detroit Lions last week.
Okay, but
and of course this week they get. See, the Atlanta Falcons, you must be paying them money because
hold on, I'll pay them. I'm trying to win money. You talking about I'm paying them? You silly for that one. Let's take a quick time out. You're listening to Darren Sterling here on the ESPN 94.5 FM, 1510 AM.
Stuck at home? Make home more fun for the family with Family Leisure. Family Leisure has a huge selection of pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, pool tables, fire pits, massage chairs, grill islands, basketball goals, and more. Call us to find out about free no-contact delivery or free curbside service. 913-888-7727. Locally owned and serving Kansas City for over 25 years. Family Leisure, K10 in Ridgeview and Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome.
I don't know about you, but during Thanksgiving, I often wonder what I can do to get back. Luckily, Aldi wants to help you do just that. From November 12th through November 15th, Aldi stores all across the Kansas City area will be the official location for the Sports Radio 810 WHB Holiday Food Drive. So when you're out shopping for all your Thanksgiving deliciousness, grab a few extra items and drop them in the collection box at your local Aldi, so you can make someone's holiday special. Aldi. Shop differently.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
Established in 1977, started as an automotive battery distributor, and now one of the largest stocking battery specialists in the Midwest region, Wholesale Batteries is Kansas City's trusted supplier for all your battery and battery-related accessories. From automotive, commercial, marine, RV, motorcycle, ATV, watercraft, lithium and NiCad power tools, mobile phone, laptops, emergency lighting, mobility, telecommunications, and uninterruptible power supplies, no matter your battery needs, rely on Wholesale Batteries.
A KC tradition since 1957, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef, which has been proven to be naturally more tender and flavorful than other brands. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. This process provides a wonderful aroma and delicious flavor that cannot be duplicated by any other cooking method. Hereford House, Leawood, Independence, Shawnee, and Zona Rosa.
Stuck at home? Make home more fun for the family with Family Leisure. Family Leisure has a huge selection of pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, pool tables, fire pits, massage chairs, grill islands, basketball goals, and more. Call us to find out about free no-contact delivery or free curbside service. 913-888-7727. Locally owned and serving Kansas City for over 25 years. Family Leisure, K10 and Ridgeview in Olathe.
913-888-7727. Awesome.
Welcome back to Darren Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. Sterling, we got a few minutes left. You will be out of town most of next month. Let us know what you're going to be doing, man.
Yeah, going to Bandon Dunes Golf Resort leaving tomorrow. Going to be there playing all the courses, 6 rounds. I'm getting excited. I'm getting extremely excited. If I break 100 there, I am going to be ecstatic. I mean, the courses are built into the landscape there. It's almost like playing over like the old course at St. Andrews. So I'm getting very excited.
Well, I appreciate you, doing your civic duty and voting before. And I do want to remind our audience to vote on November 3rd. If you live in the Kansas City, Missouri portion, you may call the Kansas City branch of the NAACP at 816-421-1191 for a free ride to the poll on Election Day. I will be out there on Tuesday, live from Arrowhead Stadium doing the show. I know Sterling won't be there, but we'll see. We may have Steve Walsh filling.
I voted, baby. I already did it.
That's good.
I forgot to wear my sticker. It's in my car.
I'm glad you didn't.
I'm a little upset by it. Why? Why? You don't want me to wear my sticker?
I mean, because it mattered the day you did it, not 2 days later.
Well, no, I can wear whatever I want. It's true. It's not. I did vote.
It might not stick to your jacket or anything any longer. So, but no, in all seriousness, no. Thank you for doing your civic duty. I am going to vote Tuesday morning before I go out to the stadium and get set up. So, definitely look forward to that. If you're there at Arrowhead, you're in line, you get to vote, and you want to come out, join me on the air, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll talk some Chiefs football. We'll, talk about you doing your civic duty if you want to do so.
So next week, what we got is we got Rudy back here with you. Any update?
I believe so. Well, you should ask him. You should know. You're supposed to, you the one going on vacation. I still got to work.
I'm out, baby.
Yeah.
Washing my hands.
I do, but either Rudy or Drake are going to be running the board. And like I said, I'll be here Monday. We'll have Lebo in with me on Monday. Tuesday, again, I'll be out at Arrowhead, and then we'll figure it out from there. I know you'll be back, though, the week after, and then you're gone again.
Yeah, then I'm gone. Yeah, I'm back for a week, then I'm gone. But the week I'm gone, or the 2 weeks I'm gone from the 15th to the 28th, whenever I'm gone, I'll at least be able to do some work. I'll be involved.
Well, good, because from the 19th to the 23rd, I'll be in Vegas. So we'll be doing the show on location.
I'll have a little Corona in my hand or a little strawberry daiquiri. You'll be in Vegas at the slots, and then somehow the show will get done.
At the crap table. I'm not going to be at the slots. But
we'll
figure it out. No, we'll figure it out. Actually, when I go to Vegas, I'm going to be trying to get an interview with Floyd Mayweather Jr. while I'm out there. So we'll see if that works out good for me. Now, what are you watching this weekend?
This weekend,
Yeah,
we got Mizzou game, Florida, 6:25 tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm excited for that in football. But
I'm stuck going to KU tomorrow morning.
To be honest with you, Mizzou, I'm excited. I think they really have a head coach in Eli Drinkwitz. I truly, this is the first time I believe. I'm a Mizzou guy, so everyone probably knows this. I went there, huge Mizzou person. What I think is big is we finally have someone. It's not Barry Odom. Barry Odom was the hire of. He's a rah-rah guy. Barry Odom was a guy who's like, he wasn't a good recruiter. He wasn't a good head coach. Too old school. Just wanted to pump guys up, which is fine to an extent, but not as a head coach. Eli Drinkwitz looks like he has a game plan in place. Looks like they have a quarterback in Connor Bazelak, who is a freshman. I believe in this Mizzou Tigers team. I don't know if they beat Florida, but I think they are turning it around. I think this organization is heading in the right direction. Don't know if I can say the same for KU.
Well, I will say I will be at KU tomorrow. I pray my success, please, in getting to and fro there, because Lord knows it's going to be hard watching them for 4 hours tomorrow.
Where do they play tomorrow?
Iowa State. So the game can be heard on our sister station, Sports Radio 18 WHB at 11 o'clock, followed by post-game stuff over there. And then, but tonight, I don't know if I'm going to watch it before or after I go to the casino, because I know I'm going to be gambling tonight. The Mandalorian. You've got to look. That's what you got to do. Figure out a way to watch The Mandalorian while you're out.
That may be the last thing on my to-do list while I'm gone.
Dude, who can say no to Baby Yoda?
This guy. Anything Star Wars related, I'm out. I don't get it. I don't get the hype behind it. Star Wars, Star Trek, I'm out.
Anyway,
I'm out. I can't do that.
You were dropped as a child. I cannot believe
No. I like sports. I like music. I like books. I don't like Star Wars. I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, well, look, you have a safe trip.
Thank you.
You have a safe trip. We'll talk to you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Darren Smith, Sterling Holmes. You're listening to Darren and Sterling here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. Please wear a mask, social distance, stay safe. We out.